So the reason I was trying to do more of these videos, and especially with you, because you taught me a lot about prospecting and basically, hey, like there's no excuse, is because what I'm doing now. So right now I'm actually cold calling agents, and one of the things is that they don't want to talk to it. If they don't know who I am, they're like, oh yeah, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that when we hang up and after I send them my text or information, they might look me up and see and Google me or whatever. And then these videos come up and my Google comes up, my reviews come up. When I talk to them, they don't know that I have 500 reviews. They don't know that. And telling them is kind of like bragging. So I'm just kind of, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to work with you, see how I could, increase business.
I mean, if you remember when we first started, when we were in the pit, we used to put little rules on the whiteboard, and a lot of people say ABC, always be closing, but we had a rule that said ABP, always be prospecting, because as a general rule, you can't close what you don't prospect, and prospecting has to be at the number one top of your things to do list, on your daily things to do list. Number one has to be prospect. What did you prospect? At the end of the day, you got to look at what new account did you try to reach out to? What did you set up as a training? What action did you take to actually prospect? As the market constricts in terms of volume, that is going to be 100% what's going to make the difference between someone who's going to close loans and someone who's just going to wait for files to come from their old referral base. Their old referral base is going through the same thing that loan officers are going through right now.
If I'm a new LO, I mean, obviously I know where I get my. If I'm a new LO and you're like, oh, where should I prospect? Where should I get? Who should I call?
I think that one of the misconceptions that people overthink what prospecting activities they can do. They put too much thought into it. Some of the best prospecting is just the very, very basic stuff, right? The simplest thing is even when you go to get your cup of coffee, where you see, Starbucks sometimes has like a line of business cards. How many times do you go to places where you see business cards lying around? Do you actually pick them up, take them back to your office and make the phone call, make the contact? Do you, any type of, you hear somebody across the room, whether you be in a restaurant or something, talking about something that's in the industry, are you inserting yourself and introducing yourself? Are you really taking it up 10x in terms of your prospecting? I mean, we used to get we had the, I don't know if they still have them around, but the housing magazines, the Cordaco magazines, where it was just like, let's just open it up and reach out to actual people who are actively in the business. The basic stuff is what really works. Buying little leads and all that stuff. Especially when you're strapped with funds for reinvesting into marketing. I mean, some of the biggest accounts that I ever got when I was producing and originating was stuff that was just the most basic stuff. I didn't pay for for that stuff.
So I want to clear something up. I buy a lot of leads. I work with a lot of agents. I'll be completely honest. Leads. Everybody says leads and prospecting go together, and it is, but leads don't close. It's all about follow up, and that's
you have more contacts. It gives you the ability to have more.
That's a whole different game. I think follow up is a lot harder than prospecting, and it's a different section. So prospecting, I think, is easier, and people are still scared of prospecting. Like just the first call, the first touch. Look, I'll tell you my pitch. Write it down when I talk to an agent. But look, I'm calling you for a reason. Obviously, I'm calling you because I want your business, but I understand if you're working with somebody else. My thing is, I want you to know my name, and I want you to hear why I am the best at what I do. My team, what we do, what we have in-house. And if you ever see an offer with my name on it, be assured that it will close. That is the main purpose of my call. Right. And after that, then we explain everything else. But that puts into perspective for an agent that maybe has their own loan officer, maybe has their own thing going on, that, look, William is serious. He's respectable. And when they get offers with my name, which just happened last Saturday, a listing agent contacted me. Saw me at a place. Said, hey, you're William. I said, yeah. I just got an offer with your name, and we're trying to make the deal work now. That makes such a huge difference, and that's not like it's not really like that hard to call around the person. Say, this is who I am. This is what I want, and that's it.
I mean, we were talking about earlier how to stay motivated in this market, and again. I heard an agent the other day that told a loan officer, if I had the business, I would send it to you. I just don't have any business right now, right? and I think loan officers forget that sometimes their referral partners sometimes go through the same things in terms of staying motivated and getting business. So one of the best ways I think that loan officers also could build rapport and build relationships with referral partners like realtors is really taking a step back and sitting in their shoes and showing them how to actually go out and get business as well, right? Whether it be using our products to market them and or even doing podcasts and just getting out to the general public. They may not be getting that from their broker. They may just be another real estate license at a real estate shop, and they're not in the right team to stay motivated or in the right team to prospect. And having a lender come in and just giving that extra piece of value to showing them how to prospect for business can go a long way. So,
do you think this is an issue that you see more of maybe not? And I know some amazing brokers, but not maybe. There's a lot of new brokers. A lot of people got their license in the last 4 years that opened up their own shop, and they never had to go through farming or prospecting, so they can't really provide that to their teams. Do you think that's maybe the issue?
Look, I mean, it varies from real estate shop to real estate shop. Some companies have really good training, and they do team huddles. They every week, and they're actively engaged. If you're a realtor at a real estate company where you're not actively, you're just on your own in your own island, and you're not in a group setting, in a huddle setting, in a like ring the bell type of motivating, or even getting ongoing training as to what the market is doing, you definitely need to look for a new home. And with that, there's also, I've seen a lot of people who harp on the coaching and going to seminars, but they don't really focus on the real nitty gritty of the daily grind of the door knocking, of the prospecting, the cold calling. It's more of, lifestyle coaching, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's really going to take the back to basics approach. Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, we know the prospecting is the way to go. I think when I think about Georgia, I think about, yes, when I was starting, it's like, okay, you're thinking, oh my God, where do I get my business? And Georgia just slapped that magazine and say, hey, look, just turn the page and call the first person. What I learned from that is just take action. Like, just pick up the phone and call. And I think we think so much in our head how bad it is, what they can possibly say, or how they can possibly reject you or whatever. And it's not even like that. Most people I have a conversation with, and I've had maybe 2 people be rude at me. But most of the people that don't know who I am right now are like, man, keep it up. Like, this is what you got to do. And they support it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get discouraged from a no. Don't get discouraged when someone slams a phone on you. That's actually celebrate that, because that means that you're that much closer to your next yes, right? If you're not prospecting at all and you're just waiting for deals and you get discouraged from a no, you're probably not around individuals who are keeping you motivated. You definitely want to celebrate your no's because you're closer to a yes, right? And the more no's you get, I mean, it sounds you've heard this before in sales classes, but it's true. You gotta it's a numbers game. It's staying top of mind, and so again, I would say for all the sales guys out there, for all the loan officers that are looking around like, oh, what's gonna happen in the next couple of months, just stop everything you're doing and go back to basics. There's plenty of demand. You just got to go out and get it. So,
yeah. Thanks, George. I appreciate your time, man.
All right.